Yeah. Live from Stadium Field on the campus of Darien High School, it's Varsity Rugby for the first time ever on the DAF Media Network. Tonight, it's the Darien Blue Wave on senior night here at the stadium against Southington. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us for this DAF Media broadcast. We are just about ready to begin senior night ceremonies here for the Darien Blue Wave rugby team under the direction of head coach John McCarthy, who has done a terrific job with the program. I'm going to welcome in just a moment my broadcast partner for this evening, Simon Loudon, who knows a thing or two about the Darien Blue Wave rugby program and rugby in general. So we will try to enlighten you tonight for all of you who are out there watching this DAF media broadcast, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. And now to the senior night ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for today's rugby match between the visiting Blue Knights of Southington and your Darien High School Blue Wave. At this time, we would like to recognize and honor our seniors and their parents for all of their hard work and dedication to Darien High School athletics and Blue Wave rugby over the past years. First, Annan Durango and his parents Betsy and Annan Sr. Connor Fay and his father John.
Simon, do you know who that kid is? That's walking with John?
No. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anybody, kids, you guys know who that is?
Parker Gabriel
KJ?
and his parents Sandy and Rick.
I'm not 100% sure. Which one's which?
So here's what we're gonna do. On the scrums and the scrums, you're staying wide just like
Will Hauben and his parents Karen and Jason.
Number two?
just like you will.
Is this ISO?
Yes, that's ISO. And you're following the ball carrier. Okay?
24.
So and then we've got TTC cameras.
Will Keating and his parents Sarah and Bill. Aiden Kelligan and his mother Lorraine.
I've known you for like less than a year.
Managers Sarah Longo and Mackenzie Latour with her mother Gail and sister Logan.
That would be a
Andrew Lucas with his father Tom.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. You had to, right?
Griffin Martens with his parents Julie and Dave.
I'm a bit of a NASCAR fan. I don't think we've got that pepsi, Jeff Gordon and stuff in it.
Aiden Smith with his parents Kelly and Bill. Matt Stone with his parents Nadia and Jim.
You can read that console.
Lawrence Story with his parents Susie and Lawrence Story Sr.
I've been here for a while. My last time I saw my daughter was
Ryan Sullivan with his parents Lynn and Jay.
John Bradley was the coach of my daughter, yeah. John Bradley. British.
Brendan Fadola with his mother Allison.
He hasn't earned that, right? Jamie, Bruce wanted. I put it before my time, I think. Oh, I don't know yet.
Nathan Whitaker with his mother Brenda. Captain Tyler Hermes and his mother Christina. Captain Alex Quirk and his parents Oksana and Paul. Captain Charlie Fuller and his parents Keely and Ted. And Captain Andrew Donovan and his parents Maureen and Walter. Seniors and parents, can we please line up for a brief picture of everyone together?
The one moving around is ISO, that is me. I'm on midfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, in approximately 1 minute, we will do the national anthem. Can you please line up on the respective lines?
Approximately 1 minute. Yeah, that's funny. I used to think approximately, not exactly. That flag. Where is the clock? staying center. It's not staying center. It's not staying center. That's as good as it's gonna go. See, it keeps on like moving.
It's like pre-scrum from.
Wait, what?
No, they're just like making sure it's scrum fit or something.
Regulation scrum.
They're just checking it out. And what they do before the game is they make sure all the refs have like a slightly different interpretation. So before the game starts, he wants them to pack down so he can give them a better guidance and stuff. So that's what. And it's also for safety and stuff, you know.
I know, dude. The door goes too?
Yeah.
There is a section.
No, Gucci at the orange.
So, I guess I don't like it. It seems like
Should I go on like? Should I just stay at midfield?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please
Or should
direct
I
your
go on,
attention to
like-
the video board for the national anthem.
Stay on that.
It's fine.
let's get
Welcome in, everybody. Damian Andrew here. That was senior night festivities. Our public address announcer for the evening, Kyle McDonald, who is also the assistant athletic director here at Darien High School and does a terrific job. But so a number of seniors honored tonight before this match is about to begin. And I'll welcome in now Simon Loudon. And Simon, it's nice to see that. Nice ceremony. And this is a program that doesn't get a lot of exposure. And it's nice to see the seniors who have been with this program honored before this one.
Damien is great. You know, this has been going for 12 years now. In fact, John, the head coach, and I were just talking before the game. Our first training session was at the Town Hall Field 12 years ago. And that was, we had maybe 2 men and a dog watching and 7 kids turn up that hadn't seen a ball before. And now look at, we've got 35 kids down there, and it's great. Great to be here.
And under the lights here at Stadium
status.
Field. Now, this is a little bit different because, as I said earlier, we're going to try to enlighten people on rugby and some of the terminology. It's usually not played on a turf field, an artificial turf field. It's usually played on grass, which is where Darien plays its home matches at Royal
That's correct.
School.
Yeah.
So a little bit different in terms of that.
And that can be quite rough on the knees, as you'll see as the game goes on, the tackling. And we'll see some burnt knees tonight on the grass, that's for sure, on the turf field.
Head coach John McCarthy has a couple of scars on those knees, so I know.
He says it's from rugby, I'm not too sure. But anyway, we'll go with his story for now.
We're just about ready to get underway here, and a list of the players that you'll hear for Darien this evening. Ryan Smith, Nick Levinson, Brendan Vidola, Will Keating, Aiden Smith, Connor Fay, who also was a big standout on the Darien football field, Christian Naraki, Dougie Brown, Hugh Hearns, Andrew Donovan, Griffin Martans, also a hockey player during the winter months, Ryan Sullivan, Andrew Lucas, another football player, Nate Whitaker, Matt Stone. And we want to mention all of them. We are underway here now. Darien in the white, home white uniforms with the blue stripes, the red numbers, and Southington in the darker blue and the black shorts. And our first ruck, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So you'll find that you'll generally see 8 big guys, the forwards, and 7 backs. That's how the team divides itself. So when there's a ruck or a maul, which we'll talk about as the game goes on, the forwards tend to be around the ball then. And one important observation to start with, the ball obviously has to go backwards. So when you see the referee hold his arm up horizontally, it's because someone's knocked the ball on, he's playing an advantage in the game.
So many people in the States certainly familiar with American football.
Yeah.
You can throw a forward pass. You cannot in rugby. It has to be either a lateral pass or a pitch backwards.
Absolutely. Although I've noticed recently, I mean, you've got a very good. Well, here's our first scrum down here for I think a knock on by Darien then actually. So it's a put into Southington in the black shorts. I've noticed, Damien, this year that rugby on TV in the US has skyrocketed. NBC are doing a lot, right? The sevens team, you have a fantastic sevens team in the US.
Yep. And here is our first scrum of the evening.
It is indeed, and looks like there's a clean strike by Southington there. And a good clearance.
And here comes Darien.
That's the fullback, Matt Stone, there. That'll be his job this evening.
Matt Stone, number 15. Unfortunately, we do not have names for Southington. They got off the bus, came down from up north, and Darien on the move, and that's their first try
yes.
of the evening.
So that'll be 5 points to Darien.
And again, a try is 5 points.
Yeah.
And so the Blue Waves strike first here at Stadium Field.
And so now they'll attempt a conversion, which is 2 points. So I guess if you compare that to American football, you 6-1.
Yep,
rugby's
6-1, 5-2.
Yep.
A try, the ways that you can score, and we have a graphic which we'll bring up in a little bit, but you can score 4 ways: a try, conversion kick, penalty kick, dropped goal, and that's like a drop kick.
Oh my goodness, that is indeed, yeah. And that was a conversion that was an amazing kick. Amazing kick. I used to play his position. I dreamt of kicking like that when I was his age. Anyway.
And that was
that was Andrew
Donovan.
Yes,
Andrew Donovan, who also was a punter and a kicker on the football team for Darien head coach Rob Trefone. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching our first ever rugby broadcast on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Damian Andrew alongside Simon Loudon, and what a great night what a great place to spend a Friday night here at Stadium Field for some rugby.
Great pass out. Wow. So that would be a knock-on by Darien, and so the ref will be calling a scrum down, and the ball will go to Southington.
Now, on the backwards pitch there, if the ball hits the turf, if it's bobbled and hits the turf, the offensive player can still pick it up and
the referee will play
forward.
the advantage, and when he sees the advantage isn't coming to, the team receiving the foul, he'll call the foul.
for people used to seeing Darien play football, you see the score at 7-0, but that is a try, 5 points, as Simon alluded to, and a conversion kick, which is 2 points.
It's coming back, and the ref, I think, has called for a bad put into the scrum. And so the ref will now, oh, it's a penalty, I'm sorry. So Darien committed a foul in the scrum. And so it's a penalty now to Southington. Quick hands.
And Darien comes out of it on the far side of the field. Now the flag is up there.
Yeah, so foot in touch. So one of the players with the ball had his foot in touch, and yeah, there we go. So this is now going to be called a line out. And the line out is when the 8 forwards, numbers 1 through 8, will stand. Well, they can up to 8 players will stand in a line out, and the guy throws it in, and you try and catch and pass back. And Southington won the ball in that line out then, as you saw. Oh.
And unlike American football, there's no blocking in rugby, correct?
Correct.
I mean, you are not.
That's a penalty offense.
That's a penalty.
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
not interfering, with the defensive player coming after the ball carrier.
No.
The other offensive players cannot block for the ball carrier.
That's right. You can only tackle the guy with the ball.
Yep.
No other blocking can happen. Although we'll probably see that that regulation challenged a bit by some of the players, and as the game goes on. But that's the rule.
And you can see the clock at the bottom portion of your screen. It's 35-minute halves, correct?
Correct, and it's a continuous clock.
Yep.
So unlike American football, no timeouts. You just keep playing through. The ref may play some injury time if it's significant, but he keeps playing through. That's a penalty for playing the ball on the ground, which meant the Darien player was tackled, and he continued to play the ball. When you're tackled, you have to release the ball, and then your teammates come and take the ball from you. So that was a penalty for not releasing the ball.
And again, Darien love the stripes, right? Traditional rugby gear.
Here we have stripes on stripes.
Yeah.
So the shorts help. The black shorts and the white shorts help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Similar uniforms.
Yeah.
Now explain to me that lift there.
So when you have a line out, you're allowed to lift a player to receive the ball. That's either team can do that to gain the extra height. So you'll have certain calls for each team, and number 2 and number 4 will lift number 3.
Yep.
Front and back, and that's just the catching method now. When I was playing rugby years ago, that was never allowed. It's penalised actually, but now it's formally allowed to lift a player in the line out. A lot of penalties going against Darien here, which is unusual for this team this season, who have a winning record right now, I believe. Huh?
Darien is 3-3, coming off a win over Staples, which is a FCAC opponent in every other sport. Obviously,
Right.
FCAC does not sanction rugby, but it's obviously Staples. Greenwich has always had a terrific, as you know, rugby program.
Incredible. In fact, national champions for a number of years.
Yep. They Darien last played Staples on Monday. They won that match 17-12. So
and here we go. It's a breakaway here by Darien. Nice tackle.
And Simon, I want to try to get the name on who scored that try.
Yes. You should.
So another ruck here, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, the ball is dead. There's a ruck forming. And when the ruck is formed, you can't play it with your hands. You have to play it with your feet.
Correct, yes. That's
hands in the ruck and you get penalised.
Okay.
And I'm sure we'll see some of that.
So we're under 30 minutes left in this opening half. And here's Darien with another try.
Oh, yeah,
and that's Christian Naraki. And he is fired up. Great work by our camera crew right here. Yep, it's Christian Naraki.
What you've noticed, what Christian did really well was that because you're passing the ball backward, you tend to run across the field. If you're not careful, what Christian did really was he took a step inside, straightened it, and cut through the defense. That's great play by him.
So 12-0 Darien here leads Southington, and coming up is the conversion kick. And that will be taken by Andrew Donovan. He's got a great leg.
He has got a great leg.
Certainly does. And that
although we
jinxed him.
We jinxed him.
That is no good.
What you can when you'll notice when he's converting, he drop kicks the conversions.
Yes.
You have two choices. You can either kick from the ground or you can drop kick.
We're going to give some shout outs throughout the evening too, Simon. So if you have anybody who's out there watching this live stream, we have a number of views, by the way. Very impressive for the first time ever doing rugby.
That's great.
Gay and David Gaston in South Carolina. Mary and Ted Fuller in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, cheering on grandson Charlie Fuller, who is Charlie's been a big part of this rugby program. Had the chance to meet his mom before the match.
So there's a ruck again forming, and Darien setting the ball out here.
Dougie Brown.
Dougie's actually been selected for the US Sevens national squad.
Oh, that's tremendous.
So he's it's a great testament to John and the program again.
And you know what's interesting about this sport is that, I think people view it, or at least the old school way of viewing it was just kind of a collision car crash out there.
Yeah.
But am I right in saying this? I mean, there are just about as many injuries in this sport as there are saying basketball. It's not
so bad, and one of the reasons for that is you're taught how to tackle. You're taught how to use your head, and you'll notice when the players are tackling, they tackle with the head behind the body, not in front of the body. They don't tackle head on, and that's really important to teach that to the kids early on, because tackling is the basis of this game, and without the protection you have in football, it's paramount for the coaches to make sure that the head's in the right place to avoid concussions and stuff like that.
Do I dare say American football, the NFL, could take a page out of
well, I clearly wouldn't say that.
Tackling?
I wouldn't say that on air, but yeah, absolutely right.
So it's 12-0 Darien here. Damian Andrew along with Simon Loudon having a wonderful time. And senior night for the Darien Blue Wave rugby program. Seniors, as we brought to you on the live stream before the match, honored with many of their parents and family members before this one. And I do want to give Simon a shout out to our DAF Media production crew. We started this about a little over a year and a half ago, and these are all student volunteers here at Darien.
Fantastic.
Doing a tremendous job. On camera 1 is Cole Murphy. Camera 2 is Bo Hancock, and our director and our instant replay coordinator in the back is Graydon Overbeck, and all three of these gents are American football players. So they're part of the Darien Blue Wave football program.
Oh, well, I'm impressed they're following the game so well. I mean, so that'll be the 4th or 5th penalty we just saw against Darien then.
And that results in a kick.
It does.
Correct?
So, well, it's your choice.
Yep.
But generally in your own half, you'll play for position. The ball went backwards then, which is why it's fine for Darien, and backwards again, and it's off.
And Ryan Smith just couldn't track it down. Dougie Brown had it, and then he lost it. Nice run by Will Keating.
And one of the big differences, again, between football and rugby is rugby, you'll kick for position. So it's very often you'll kick down the field against the opposition half, which of course in football is
correct.
It's not done so. And here's the line out again.
And the defensive team can also lift a player.
Anybody in the line out can,
was lifted.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
And we've got a good crowd here for senior night. The lights will be coming on. Actually, they already are on, and
it's a good atmosphere. Huh?
A great atmosphere, absolutely great atmosphere, and a lot of buzz about this during the week. In fact, our assistant athletic director at Darien, Kyle McDonald, was very excited, looking forward to this Friday night under the lights in rugby. As you said, it's a sport that is growing in this country.
Yeah, I think the US team has had a fantastic 5 years. So there's a version of rugby which uses 7 players rather than 15, which is much faster and much more dynamic. And I actually think your number you're either 1 or 2 in the world right now, the US team.
Sevens.
Yeah, sevens.
Yeah.
Sevens. Yeah. And this year's the 15s World Cup this year. So in Japan in July and August is the Rugby World Cup.
Yep.
So that'll be fun to watch.
And
but no, in Connecticut it's now 2 divisions, I think, of 8 teams in each division. And when we started this program 12 years ago, there were maybe 3 teams playing in Connecticut. So it's really getting momentum.
And if we were to look around the world, England obviously has had exceptional rugby in the past.
Yeah.
New Zealand,
Australia,
South Africa.
I guess I'd have to admit to France as well.
Yeah.
Which being English is tough, but I'll admit to France. And one of our original coaches, actually, a gentleman who's here tonight, Wales. The Welsh had a fantastic.
Yeah.
More recently, a very successful team.
And I am Welsh, so that
Are
makes
you?
A little bit. I got a little bit in me, and so that makes me proud.
There you
Pump
go.
out my chest a bit.
That's good, yes.
Right now, dare I say, Darien kind of dominating play right now.
There's a lot. Yes, they are. I mean, I don't think Southington have been in Darien's half at all this game yet. And that's a typical. Normally, you want to find the touchline with that kick because right now you see the Darien player has a chance to run it straight back at Southington and put them under pressure again.
And this is Matt Stone with a nice run for the Blue Wave.
Christian Naraki again running. He's just run through 3 players.
Naraki already has a try in this match.
That's going to be a penalty to Darien. That's a penalty because when Christian went in, he put the ball down, and the Southington players dived over the ball to prevent the Darien players coming in to retrieve it. And there goes Dougie.
And Dougie Brown, and I believe
that's a try.
That's a try. So Dougie Brown with the try as Darien is off to a terrific start.
I think Dougie's actually Scottish. He's got Scottish parents, I believe.
Darien fired up here, as they should be. Exciting night for the Blue Wave. Senior night here. There's Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith involved in DAF Media and what we're doing with our organization. Yep. And Coach Hughes wants to join us.
I know he does.
Coach Hughes wants to join us in the booth here.
Joe, John, and myself were the 3 that started this thing all those years ago. So Joe's come back, and his son, sitting next to his son here, who's a rugby alumni.
John is passionate about this sport. There's no doubt about it. John McCarthy is the Darien rugby coach, and he has done a really great job building up the program. The numbers are just terrific.
Yeah, and John's he lives for this, you know. He really does. And I think you have to, because to get a sport off the ground in the way he did, in a town that has such great football, great lacrosse, great soccer.
And one thing I know about John, too, in meeting him, he's very particular on what music is played before pre-match.
Yes, he is. He wasn't too big fan of the hip-hop that's being played before the game started, that's for sure, yeah. That's funny. John's particular about most things, actually. Got a young fan base here this evening. Young fan base here this evening.
Great, great atmosphere. Here's Southington now.
Darien tearing away down the wing, and this looks like it could be another breakaway.
And Vadola.
Well, that's a
Brendan Vadola with the try, and a big run for him.
40-yard run at least, eh?
Yep, Brendan Vadola. Big play there. Gets a congratulations from Andrew Donovan, his teammate.
Andrew's wearing that headband because he had a gash in his head earlier in the season, so it's a stitch protector.
As is Willie Keating. You see that a lot, the headbands.
Yeah. I think in the front four, we'll point them out as the game goes on, but lots of forwards wear them to protect their ears, because when you're in a scrum, the ears rub a lot on people's bodies. In fact, you can tell when you're wandering around England or Australia or New Zealand around rugby clubs, the guys with the big bruised bulbous ears, the second row forwards.
Okay.
That's
okay.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yep. Yeah, it's very similar to the cauliflower ears with wrestlers.
Correct,
you know,
absolutely, absolutely.
A lot of them during practice don't wear their headgear. And
absolutely. And often the nose is at a bit of an angle as well.
And a nice kick there for Dougie Brown. So the conversion kick is good, and it's 24-0 Darien as the Blue Wave. An impressive start on senior night here. We're under 15 minutes remaining in the half. They'll take a break and play the second half.
You'll notice Dougie chose to kick it off the ground then for the conversion.
Yep. So you can go one of two ways, right? The drop kick, or you can kick it.
Correct, yeah.
Place down.
Yeah. That was a nice tackle.
Matt Stone very active in this match. Naraki, who already has a try. 3 different players for Darien with tries in this game. Or in this match, I should say.
Yes, there you go.
And there is definitely a technique to that lateral pass.
It certainly is, and you'll see that it enables you to use the width of the field and really let the ball do the work. There's some very good tackling going on in this game, especially by Southington in defence. You'll notice their head positions when they tackle. They don't get their head in the way. They put it to one side, and that's sort of, I guess, the reason for a lack of concussions and things like that. It's really the first thing you're taught is how to tackle in rugby.
Here's a scrum. And now Southington on the move.
Good tackle again.
Another ruck here. Please correct me, Simon, if I say anything inaccurate.
No, I'm very impressed, actually. I'm very impressed. I'm listening to you and getting absorbed in the game. So I think the ref has called an infringement against Darien here. A penalty, yeah. So Darien, again, when the ruck is formed, you can't dive over the ball.
Yep.
And Darien dove over the ball, and the ref's giving a penalty.
And that's a penalty if you dive over the ball. We saw that happen earlier with Southington.
Yeah, that's right. But again, when you kick a ball like that, you really should be finding touch, because you'll find Darien have got so much opportunity to run the ball back.
Naraki again on the move. Just saw the nice run by Griffin Martins.
And that'll be a penalty again to Darien, again for Southington diving over the ball. Number 9, the number 9 position, in our case Hugh Hearns, is pivotal in rugby. He's the link between the forward play and the back play. So he's one of the big decision makers in the game. He decides whether to pass or run, to take it back to the forwards.
Now, a drop goal can be taken at any time.
Absolutely. And then just to comment there, sorry, on the line out, you saw the great jump by Darien at the back of the line there, and suddenly it opens up the field for your players. Damien, yes, a drop goal can be taken any place on the field. Well, you want to be in scoring range,
obviously, just like a field goal attempt in American football, you want to be the closer the better.
Absolutely. That'll be a knock-on to by Darien, so Southington will have the scrum down again. So a minor infringement like a knock-on or accidental offside will be a scrum.
Yep.
A major infringement's a penalty.
Yep. We've got some more. "60 screens watching this right now, which is great. 60 views. And want to welcome in everybody at the Goose in Darien watching this rugby match. Glad you could tune into the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Simon Loudon, Damian Andrew joining you. Another scrum near midfield here. And
that's a very traditional way of watching rugby, by the way, at the Goose.
At the
very
Goose.
Traditional way.
Yes, very traditional way.
Yes. That's a great tackle by Darien, pushing the man back on the ball. Great tackle.
Connor Fay's dad arriving here at Stadium Field. And, of course, Connor could end up playing this sport at Army when he goes to West Point.
Well, let's hope he makes the right choices and does.
But obviously a tremendous football player, and this is a natural progression for him to play this sport.
Of course.
And here we are near midfield again, another scrum.
And this is a Darien put in. You'll notice that they have to feed the scrum down the middle.
Yep.
And then the guy in the middle of the front row is called the hooker, hooks the ball back, usually. And
once it's put in, they can only use their feet.
The scrum can use, correct, yes.
Correct?
Correct, absolutely. Any hands in, it's a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. We get quite a lot of football players that join the team and play in the scrum. And it's a good progression for them at post-season, keeps them fit, longer distance training, etc.
Yep, no doubt.
Good training regime.
No doubt.
And that's a quick feed there from Darien.
There's Dougie Brown. He's had a couple of nice runs, gives it to Fay.
Oh, nice play.
Andrew Donovan. And that is Martens.
One can safely say he was tackled then. Two-man tackle.
Darien's had some big runs in this match.
They certainly have. The fullback, Matt Stone's had 2 or 3 30-yarders.
Stone really has been very active.
Andrew as well, Andrew Donovan. Oh. That's an attempted clearance by Southington, and unfortunately straight into Darien's arm. So let's see what happens here. Well, that's a good tackle by Southington. Their fly half, number 10, is playing very well for Southington.
You hear the chants of Blue Wave Rugby in the stands. A number of youngsters checking this out.
We start recruiting early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's such a unique sport, too. So, obviously, draws some interest.
Absolutely. I think there must be an injury. Refs called a timeout for an injury, I think.
So it's 6:17. Don't see too many stoppages in a rugby match, correct?
No, you don't. This is unusual.
And so
unusual.
24-0 Darien. 3 tries, 2 conversion kicks,
Correct.
and that's where we stand.
That's where we stand. Yeah, it's a good score.
24-0.
Very good score. Okay, scrum down here again, and it's Southington put in. You see good feet there by Southington. That's a very quick release. It's good for them. I mean, they sprung out of that trap pretty quickly. Unfortunately for them, they lost the ball.
Nice tackle
to Dougie.
by Andrew Donovan.
Yeah, very good tackle.
I was really worried that when I got here, I'd have a really bad
There's Connor Fay.
Love it. Straighten the line again. Very well done to take the angle away and straighten the line so you can give your teammates outside some space to run when the ball comes out again.
Grant, do you have any money? I got $9. If anyone bothers me.
Keating now. Big
Oh,
run,
he's
and that's a
through.
try.
That's a
He's
try.
through.
That's a great try.
Now, let me ask you this. Once you cross the line, you can put the ball down any place.
Any place.
And is there any tactical strategy or any kind of strategy in where you place the ball on
You
a try?
want to get it as close to the post as possible because
Okay.
unlike football, you take the conversion as you walk back from the point of scoring. So the closer to the post you are, the easier the kick. And if you score in the corner, then you have to take the kick and a line back as you walk back from the point of scoring.
Okay, well
So
said.
that's the
So Willie Keating with a try there for Darien. And the Blue Wave extends its lead to 29-0.
I see ball
Here's the conversion kick by Dougie Brown, and that is good.
It's another 2 points. It's 29.
4 tries and
Actually 31 though, yeah.
3 conversion kicks, and here's where we stand, 31-0 Darien, under 4 minutes left in this first 35 minutes. And John McCarthy has a little pep in his step as his team is playing very, very well.
Yeah, John's done an amazing job with these. If you can imagine, I would suggest half of these boys playing here tonight didn't play rugby 2.5 months ago. You know, so over the course of, maybe a bit of spring, late summer training, but then you take time out, obviously, because of the other sports in the school, and then you come back in February, March time, and that's when you really kick up the pace.
Yep.
So at least half these kids playing today didn't play until, for the first time, this side of the holidays, which I think it's just a tremendous, they must be great sports people, sports boys, to do that.
Dougie Brown comes up a little gingerly after that last tackle. A ruck here on the far side of the field.
Darien back on the attack again, pushing great. So when Southington had the ball in what was called the backs, the back 7 players, Darien up really quickly and pushing the players all the way back. So Southington had nowhere to go.
There's number 8 from Southington. Again, for those of you in Southington who may be tuning into this and watching this, we did not have a roster presented to us this evening from the coaching staff, so we apologize for not having names for you. That certainly was our intention coming into this match. 31-0 Darien.
So one of the big differences between Southington and Darien this evening is when you see Southington passing the ball, their players are standing still. When Darien pass the ball, the players are running onto it.
Yep.
And that gives you momentum and speed, obviously, and gives you the cut through. So that's a big difference between these two teams this evening.
An overcast evening in Darien, Connecticut. Supposed to get some showers tonight into tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a bit of a washout for those of you with weekend plans, unfortunately.
Oh, what an interception.
Interception
Interception.
by
Wow.
Hugh Hearns.
Hugh, great play by the scrum half.
Hugh Hearns, number 9 of Darien. And the interception, and he takes it in for the try.
The speed of ball that Southington have from a ruck or a scrum is so much slower than Darien. So the players receiving it standing still, it's often going behind them. The Darien players can see the play happening, and
Yep.
that's a big difference.
Anticipation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big difference this half. The speed of game is just two different speeds here right now.
Yep, anticipation by Hugh Hearns. And he has himself a try. Boy, they really, the scoring, it's been very diverse, right? It's not
yeah, it is.
five different players with tries now.
Yeah, which actually is quite unusual. You'd often find the wingers, the two guys standing on the end, or maybe the fly half, scrum half, they'd be the 4 positions that score. But it's been good. I mean, it's a good testament to the team, huh?
There's Dougie Brown, the conversion kick here.
And that's good again.
2 more points for Darien. Dougie Brown.
And I think that's halftime.
And that is the half. So the first 35 minutes in the books. You are watching Varsity Rugby on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrew, Simon Loudon, and obviously, Simon, an impressive first half for the Blue Wave.
Very impressive, yeah. Very few mistakes. Speed was critical in this first half, and Darien were putting Southington on the back foot every time. And things like scrums and line-outs, it's all about speed of ball. And the slower the ball comes out, you're not going to go anywhere with it. And Darien have been great at putting pressure on their players, and that's been the difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if we can, I don't know if our Graydon Overbeck can hear us in there. But if we can, we're going to throw up that scoring graphic that we have. You know what? Let's take a quick break, and we've got a 15-minute intermission here between the 2 halves, and we'll take, or 10-minute, I'm sorry, 10-minute, and we will take a quick break, and we will be back with more rugby here on the DAF. Oh, there we go. The rugby scoring: a try, conversion, kick, drop goal, penalty kick. Those are the 4 ways you can put points on the scoreboard in this
5 for a try,
rugby.
2 for conversion, 3 for a drop kick, 3 for penalty kick.
And I want to give a thanks and shout out to our very own Peter McLean, who did a great job with that graphic, a sophomore, or a freshman rather, involved in DAF Media. Nice work out of him. Now we will take a break, and we will be back with more Varsity Rugby here on the DAF Media Network. We're back here live on the DAF Media Network. Damian Andrews, Simon Loudon joining you for this varsity rugby match between Darien and Southington. And the Blue Wave, as you can see at the score at the bottom of your screen, up impressive lead, 38-0 here as we are underway now in the second half. This also a 35-minute half. And I want to give a shout out to our DAF Media production crew right off the bat here in the second half, doing a great job. Cole Murphy on our ISO camera, Bo Hancock on our main camera, and Graydon Overbeck is directing.
I'm very impressed with the camera work. Following the game
doing a
very
terrific
well.
job,
Yeah,
right?
Great job, great job. It's a hard game to follow because unlike football, it tends to go, 15 yards one way, 20 yards the other way. Good hands again by Darien. Nice tackling by Southington.
And there's Andrew Donovan.
Starting where he left off.
He had a good first half, as did Dougie Brown, very involved. Christian Naraki.
So that penalty, when the ref's doing his arms like he was with sort of spreading them out, it's the Southington player tackled and didn't release Darien player. So when you tackle a player, you have to release them. You can't hold on to them.
You can't
forever.
hold on. Yep.
I think you get about 5-second rule or whatever.
And again, want to thank everybody for
I'm on the ball. It's in the corner.
And here we have the first line out of the second half. And great lifting again by Darien, but stolen by Southington. Unfortunately, it gives a knock forward by Southington. No, by Darien actually. So it's a ball to Southington. Scrum down to Southington.
the ball on the far side of the field here. The lights are on. Overcast evening in Darien. And we're about to have a scrum here as the clock ticks down in the second half.
Yeah, even my bench was so bad after I returned from break. It was weird.
And here's number 10 from Southington. He's brought down.
But they retained the ball well there, Southington.
This has got to be...
That was a high tackle, so this is a good example of the ref protecting the player. So if you tackle above the shoulder, you're going to be penalised for that. If you tackle on purpose above the shoulder, you'll be carded. You'll get a yellow card. And if you tackle above the shoulder with serious intent, then you may be sent off the field for play.
There's Darien. What a run
what
here.
A run.
Great run on the far side of the field for Darien. There's Donovan.
Straight through.
Donovan straight through Southington, and that's a try as Andrew Donovan.
With some enthusiasm from his teammate.
Fifth different
player
Darien player to
Yeah,
score.
absolutely.
How about that?
I think when you get to 30s and 40s, you just want to make sure your teammates share the love, you know, and
Yeah, absolutely.
spread the ball around.
Absolutely. Donovan, a nice run there. So the Blue Wave extend their lead to 43-0. The conversion kick is upcoming, and that will be taken by Dougie Brown, number 8 for Darien.
I think we'll certainly see John make some substitutions pretty early in the second half. And he's got as you can see, he's got a big bench here. He's got a lot of young players, and when 43 points up, I think there's a code of conduct in rugby as well where you try not to run up scores, And so rather than do that, I think John will get some fresh players on the field.
That's how you do it. You go on me, go on the field goal, so when it goes in, he'll switch. Oh, yeah. Wait, fix it. See what Cole's doing.
You hear the cowbells in the stands.
Great kick again.
Good.
Great kick again.
So Dougie Brown extends the Darien lead with that conversion kick. 45-0 now. The Blue Wave up on Southington. And the Blue Wave, Simon, have to feel pretty good about the way they've performed tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll be feeling very good. It's probably one of the better games of the season. Winning this, they go 4-3.
4-3. They'll have an above 500 record. And
first time for 5 years. 6 years, I think, they've had above 500 record.
That just goes to show you
it's a
the
very
dedication
good team.
that John and yourself and others have made to this program to get it on the winning track.
I think there's a comradeship to rugby that isn't often around other sports. So there's an adage or saying that when you're a rugby player, you're welcome in any club in the world. Doesn't matter, you're welcome in any club in the world.
Yeah.
And they play hard on the field, they play off the field.
Handshakes.
It's all good. Handshakes.
Yep.
And in fact, one of the things we insist is the players eat together after the game. So whatever snacks or foods after the game, we make sure the players mix between the two teams.
That's
to build camaraderie.
Absolutely. That's great.
That looks like that's going to be a rolling. It's a touch out there. Yeah.
So we'll have a line.
We'll have a line out there.
Out. Line out on the far side of the field here.
It's impressive here with the floodlights, isn't it? Fantastic.
These lights are terrific. Obviously, now in year 2 of having the lights here at Stadium Field. I believe there's only one other high school in the state that has these particular kind of lights. And they are just perfect. Here comes Southington
good play
now.
by Southington. Here we go. Oh, good play by Southington.
And a nice tackle there by Christian Naraki.
I think that's going to be called a high tackle by the referee because Christian actually wrapped his arm around his shoulders and neck.
Yep. Almost like a horse collar in
so
football.
Exactly right. Yeah, same thing.
Yep.
Same thing. Yep.
And that is, of course, a no-no in both sports, in American
is,
football and in rugby.
Here we go. Big lads are having a run now.
Southington now starting to gain some momentum here in this second half.
Yeah, nice platform, right on the try line here.
And again, once that ball crosses the plane, it still needs to be placed down.
It needs to be touched.
Correct?
That's a big, correct. That's a yes, Damien. There's a big difference between football and rugby. You have to place the ball on the ground for, it, to be for it to be a score.
Yep.
And unfortunately, he was tackled and he held onto the ball, which meant Darien had the ball, and now they're breaking away.
And that was a nice run out by Dougie Brown.
That was, but he's been penalised for not releasing the ball on tackle.
Okay.
So his tackle didn't release. And we'll make sure we give him a hard time about that after the game.
So once he's brought down, he has to automatically release the ball.
Correct. You can place it, but then you have to release.
It's not like you see an American football, a guy comes up from the tackle with the ball, flips it to the official.
Correct. Yeah.
Again, a shout out to our DAF media production crew, the great Cole Murphy, Bo Hancock, and Graydon Overbeck is our director. Under 26 minutes left now in the match between Darien and Southington, and this one well in hand for the Blue Wave. As
Southington putting some pressure on now, though. It's good to see.
Absolutely.
Determined to get a score.
They had some momentum deep in their half.
Yeah. And then unfortunately penalised for not releasing. Oh, stolen by Darien. Nice play by Blue Wave.
There's Ryan Smith. I'm sorry, Ryan Sullivan.
And he knocked when he was tackled, he let the ball go forward. So it's going to be a scrum down now to Southington. See some action on the touchline here. I think there's going to be some substitutions soon. John's going to get some of the younger, less experienced players on the field.
That's the one thing when it's a big margin
Yes, you have that
differential here.
luxury.
You have that
Yeah.
opportunity
Yeah.
to get some of your younger, inexperienced players action on the field.
Absolutely. The other difference, I think, Damien, between football and rugby is when the players are on the field,
Yep.
there's no play calling.
Right.
It's up to them. The
It's up to
coaches,
them.
the coach's job is done, and
Yep.
you let the players play
You
the
let
game.
the players play the game.
Make the
Right.
decisions, decide what to do.
Right. Give a quick shout out to Sarah Keating, who was unable to attend in person, but she is watching on the DAF Media Network. So Sarah, if you're still there, which I believe you are, thanks for tuning in, and hope you're enjoying this.
That's a great tackle. Great tackle by Southington.
And that was Nate Whitaker on the run. And another nice tackle by number 15 of Southington, who brings down Whitaker.
And these are two well-coached sides. Southington, even though 40-odd points down, good discipline, tackling well, heading
Yep.
in the right place. It's a well-coached team.
And some of the kids in attendance enjoying our broadcast perch here above Stadium Field. And here's Southington now.
Oh, nice break again. He's got some speed. Their number 9 has got some speed.
And again, there's two, unlike a lot of traditional sports here in the States, rugby, you can play it with either 7 or with 15.
That's right, yeah. And the 7 version is 7 minutes a half.
Yep.
And is basically running your heart out for 7 minutes across a field this size. Same size field.
In terms of the sport played at the highest level, 7's more prestigious than 15.
No, 15 still has the high
15
ground.
still okay.
Yeah, and it tends to be it's the oldest, and it has the main tournaments and
15s.
Yeah, 15s
Okay.
does, yeah.
Okay.
7s, though, I would say is, and honestly, with the growth of the sport in the US, which is only adding to the game, is really getting stature now. I mean, the 7s around the world will have 12 tournaments around the world for the championship, which the US, I think, as I said before, I think are first or second in the world now.
Yeah, it's one of
But
the.
you need 3 lungs. You need 3 lungs to play 7s rugby because it's. I played a lot when I was younger, and
You're
my
constantly,
goodness,
yeah.
oh, you don't stop. 7 minutes doesn't sound very long, but when you're running and tackling for 7 minutes, it's a
People think soccer players or football players have have lungs.
Yeah.
7's rugby.
Absolutely. Which is now on NBC on
Yeah.
a regular basis.
We were
so-
talking about that pre-match, and again, gaining more exposure.
Darien holding on to the ball well here.
Now, in a situation like this, here we are, 21 minutes left in the match. Darien up big. Is there any strategy? Just keep playing, or is there any kind of strategy in terms of?
Well, there is a code really that you don't run up the score.
Yep.
That's a code,
Yep.
and then I think it's a balance because we've seen too often not scores maybe as big as this, but you relax a bit and suddenly the opposition's
Yeah,
in.
sure.
But when it's 45-0, I think what you do is you run to halfway through the half. So I think probably in 5 minutes, John will start to think about switching out some of the players and getting some of the younger guys on the field to give them. And this is a great opportunity for them, to play with some of the seniors who are leaving and to get a feel for the game on what is a great stadium. So I would expect John to make some changes in the next 5 minutes. If he doesn't, then he'll be fired. By the parents, not by it's a democratic process.
If he doesn't, we'll stick him in a room with some of that music that he was listening to pre-match.
Actually, that's his birthday and Christmas present for the next 10 years, I tell you.
John McCarthy, the head coach of the Darien rugby team, and the only coach the program has known, correct?
Yeah, for the duration, absolutely.
Yep, for the duration.
And he does claim that he played once. Now, I would question that personally, as would many others, but he'll have some stories about rugby. We're
going to get a shot here in a moment of John McCarthy on the sideline. If we can switch back to our main camera. There we go.
I want you to get a shot. John McCarthy in the white and the black shorts, okay? Now?
And there's John down there now in the white T-shirt and
yep,
his trademark shorts. In fact, rumor has it at any month of any of the year he'll be wearing those same shorts and probably that same T-shirt.
Yeah, we can cut away to our ISO camera. There's John in the white T-shirt. Yeah.
So that's his all-round year outfit.
It's a little chilly, Simon.
I think so, but you know he's freezing cold, but he never wants to admit that. You know, that's the first time he's ever picked up a rugby ball in his life, what we just saw there, by the way.
It's a nice toss, though. Good technique.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That was a knock-on by Darien in the line-out then, so the ref will play advantage here, I think. I think the referee's from South Africa this evening.
And as we mentioned, South Africa, a big
world power. Yeah, in rugby.
World power in rugby. Yeah. In fact, one of my neighbors is South African, and he just talks about the sport all the time. Here's Dougie Brown, and what a run this is. And Ryan Smith, and I believe...
Yeah, that was great play.
That's a try by Ryan Smith, getting a big hug there. Pat on the head, Connor Fay. Ryan Smith fired up. Look at him. He is. Like I mentioned, he's part of this organization, DAF Media, and he is passionate about this sport. Loves it.
Fantastic. So some feedback Dougie will be getting from his father this evening also helps out on the team. Is you don't run with the ball in one hand like that. He can do that because of the team he's playing against, but for anyone watching, the ball in two hands is the way to run with the ball.
Which is. And obviously, in American football, the running back usually runs it with one hand, but it's easy to get stripped. You can when they're getting ready to be tackled or brought down. It's always better to put both hands on the ball.
Absolutely.
Interesting
and in rugby, actually, the other reason for keeping it in two hands is you're looking to pass.
Correct.
You know? And so you want to keep the opposition guessing if you're going to run with it or pass it,
and you have to pass it with the two hands. Correct?
You don't have to.
Could you?
You could, as long as it goes backwards, you don't have to. But
Yep.
it tends to adds a dimension of luck.
Yeah.
If you don't, you know.
And here is Dougie Brown with the conversion kick, and that's just wide of the post on the far post. It has gotten a little chilly.
It certainly has, yeah.
Welcome to the spring in the Northeast, right? You've lived here now for quite a while.
Yeah,
Welcome to spring in the Northeast. You never know what you're going to get on a daily basis.
It's certainly proved interesting the last few days, that's for sure. But we get the 4 seasons still, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In England, the weather turns from cold and damp to warm and damp.
Warm and damp.
That's basically so I'll take this any day.
The Open Championship will be, interesting now this year with the way they've changed. The PGA Championship is now in May. It's coming up here at Bethpage on Long Island in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I'll actually be heading down there. But so now the Open Championship will be the final major on the golf calendar.
That means the weather will be friendly.
Friendlier. Yeah. I don't know if I don't know though. I don't know if they'll be moving it. It'll still be in July, when it usually is. But you never know what you're going to get, right?
This is true. This is true. You don't know.
That's what makes that
So,
tournament
so exciting.
so exciting.
Yeah.
Here we are on the far side of the field.
Another line out to Darien this
line
time.
out.
Yeah. Great play by Southington. They stole that line out. Normally, you'd expect to win every time you put the ball in. You'd expect to win it yourself because you know where you're throwing the ball, right?
Now, if we were playing basketball, that would be a block.
That's yes, it would. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
50-0, Darien. The latest try by Ryan Smith.
Andrew Donovan stole the ball then. Beautiful steal.
Now there was a pass with the one hand.
Correct. He does.
He kind of had to
get around the player.
Absolutely.
You know? And also, he's now feeling a bit flash because it's 50 points up, and
yep.
he knows he's online and on camera, so he's
yep.
going to be doing a few of those passes. My goodness, these guys are running at their players tonight.
Well, I would imagine for the Darien team in particular, I'm not as familiar with the venue that Southington plays at, but Darien doesn't usually play in front of this kind of a crowd,
no.
or in front of or at this venue the first time under the lights here.
No, normally it's at Royal School, and which has a very unique characteristic. One of the touch lines or the sidelines has a kink in it towards the school, so the field's a bit narrower at one end than the other.
Yep. Royal School is here in Darien, is where the varsity rugby team usually plays its home matches. And here's number 8 of Southington taken down by Connor Fay. Nice tackle. Connor Fay, a tremendous linebacker for the football team here at Darien High School the last couple of seasons. Captain of the defense and just a terrific player. As good of an athlete as he is, though, just an even better kid off the field.
Fantastic. And here you go, Darien again.
And
is he rolled over? I think he may have been held up there, but no, that's a try. A try for Darien.
That's a try for Darien.
I couldn't quite see who scored that, unfortunately.
And the red numbers make it difficult sometime, but we're going to get you who scored that try.
All right, go to main because I'm going to switch. Go to main. Go to main.
And I believe that was Naraki, Christian Naraki.
That's
it was
his second
try.
Second try this season.
Second try. Had one in the first half. His second try of the evening here at Stadium Field. Little cool, little chilly, but otherwise a great night here for some varsity rugby. Damian Andrew with Simon Loudon, and want to thank you, Simon, personally for hopping on and doing this tonight for us.
I've enjoyed it. It's been great. And that's Andrew Lucas converting. So we've met. John's made first substitution of the evening, and Dougie Brown is off the field now.
Andrew Lucas with the conversion kick. Andrew Lucas, of course, a name familiar to Darien sports fans. Big part of the Darien football team, running back. And now we see him out on the rugby field. Number 13, Andrew Lucas. As I was saying, though, Simon, I want to thank you for coming on. This has been great, and love having you. And it's been great meeting you. As I was backing my van up, and I'm talking on the phone.
Yeah.
But here we are, and it's worked out great.
It's been great. It's been great fun. Thanks for asking me. And
now the only thing is, now that you're going to be a go-to when we do this in the future. So
count me in every time.
Absolutely.
All good. Count me in.
Good.
And Southington are almost, but not quite away there, unfortunately.
Here's a question for you.
Sure.
Balls on the turf like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kicked forward.
Yeah.
That's completely
Anyone's
legal.
ball. You can kick the ball wherever you
Yep.
kick it forward. Anyone's
Okay.
ball, absolutely, yeah. And in fact, that's often a tactic for territory. And you'll find if you receive the ball as one of the backs and you've got no room to move, it's called a grubber kick. When you kick the ball along the floor, that's called a grubber kick. I think it's a Welsh term, actually. I'm not quite sure why, but it is. And then it's anyone's ball. The trick here in rugby is to get the guys turning their backs and have to chase after the ball. It's a very different strategy to football, obviously. But you often find that in this situation here, for example, if Darien were to win this ball, in a normal game, you'd expect Darien to kick for position down over the 50-yard, 40-yard line, etc. But given the way they're playing, I'm sure they'll try and run it.
And there's another
nice kick,
one-handed
yeah.
pass there by Donovan again.
A better team would punish you for that sort of pass,
Yeah.
I would say. So, oh dear. No, it went backwards, so we should be okay still. Good tackle by Southington, number 9, I think, again. He's having a very good game for them, actually. He's the guy that's had 3 or 4 breaks and looked most likely to score for Southington.
John McCarthy is making some substitutions now for Darien. So some fresh legs coming out onto the field for the Blue Wave. Line out
nice
there.
Nice win by Southington on their line-out ball.
What do you mean? I got Willie and
Just assume this is a positive thing. It's about Cole and
Ball on the far side of the field here.
It's very good rucking technique by Darien, and you see he's stolen the ball there. He got the ball and stood up, and off he went.
Nice tackle by Southington.
Southington still putting so much effort in, huh? They desperately want to score a try, I think.
Time winding down here in the second half of this one, second 35 minutes, 2 35-minute halves.
Oh, we have a break again here. Number 7 for Darien.
Christian Naraki.
And that's a penalty to Darien again for diving over the ball in the ruck. That's probably the 4th or 5th time we've seen Southington commit the same penalty.
There's Matt Stone
on the move
number
again.
15.
Great run, good speed, very good speed.
He had a big first half.
That's like a sick one. Because he has like a pension from the military, single, and he just flies around to celebrities. My dad's friend. Flies around celebrities on private jets.
Ball out again, it's touch here.
That was Aiden Smith with the ball, number 5 for Darien.
So Darien go out with the ball, so it's a throw in to Southington.
Willie Keating, one of the seniors for Darien, coming out of the game. Gets a nice hand from the crowd. Aiden Smith also coming out of the game for Darien. Line out, Southington.
And they're running the ball from their own try line. This is brave play. But I guess with this, 5 minutes left? And
yep, 5 minutes left.
You desperately want to get a score.
Yep,
so.
you want to try to put some points on the board.
But I think the ball has been stolen there by Darien by the looks of it.
And the Blue Wave, in fact, do get it back. That's Nate Whitaker on the far side of the field with the run for the Blue Wave.
And bursting through for his hat trick.
And that was Christian Naraki.
So that ball was held up off the ground, which is why the ref's given a scrum down to Darien, 5 yards out from the try line.
You wouldn't, Green? Thought you owned that. Oh, go, Zane. Go. Oh, let's go.
And that's a try for Darien. Sage Gillespie, the big fella, rumbling.
That's a rumbling along there. That's
Rumbling
a big arm.
along.
That's a big arm reach, huh?
Yeah,
He reached
absolutely.
about 3 yards to get that score.
And that's nice to see him.
And look how
score
happy
on
he
the
looks.
try, gives the thumbs up to the crowd. No worse for wear. And that's another try for the Blue Wave. Darien up 62-0. The conversion kick.
Ignacio.
I mean, this is obviously a building year for Southington.
Ignacio. How do you say Ignacio's last name? How do you say his last name, Damon?
It's like Patria.
Ignacio about to attempt the conversion kick here for Darien. And here we go. And he
We've got
drills it.
some nice kickers on this team. Wow.
How about
That's
that?
impressive.
Simon Loudon.
It's embarrassing me. That used to be what I did, but unfortunately not quite as well as that. Wow, very
He
good.
gets a big hug from teammate Ryan Smith.
Now this is a building year for Southington. You can see they're obviously in a transition, you know, and they're getting. So this will be a good experience for them to build from.
They've had a rugby program for a while.
They
up
have,
there.
yeah, 6, 7 years.
Yep.
I think now.
Yep. For several years, they have had a rugby program, and it just hasn't been their night. But certainly,
I think the Darien seniors had a point to prove tonight, right? There were 10 of them, first time on a big field on the floodlights.
Yeah, oh no.
They're going out on song, huh?
Totally amped up before this.
Yeah.
Had a chance to talk to a couple of them before the match began, as they were warming up before Southington even got here, and just out here early and in preparation for this one. And you're right, big stage for them, and like we have said throughout the match, the sport doesn't get a ton of exposure in this country.
Yes.
Certainly in Connecticut, but it is growing, and this is an opportunity to kind of showcase the sport and show off for family and friends.
And then mine's 203 810 9239.
Listen, my number used to be 203 722 722. But then it got changed to 722.
I think the crowd would like Southington to get some points on the board here, huh?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There we go.
Oh, whoa.
And that's a penalty for Darien not rolling away. They tackled the man and didn't leave him be. And Southington have kicked for touch. So as it was, he kicked for touch from a penalty, so it will be Southington's ball now. Normally when
Okay.
you kick for touch, it'll be the opposition ball, but
Yep.
given it's a penalty, you kick for touch and you receive the ball again. So this is their chance to, in the last minute of the game, have a run, see what happens.
And here's another line out. Correct?
Correct, that's right, absolutely. And a great pick by Southington, one-handed.
I don't mind my chin, it's just be
Good speed in the end of the game here.
And again, there's no blocking in
Correct,
this
yeah.
sport.
The man with the ball, and that's it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, he's going to,
And
he's
that's
through.
And that's going to be a try for Southington as they are on the board for the first time in this match. Southington scores.
That was a great run.
Terrific run.
And he's looked good all night, huh?
He's
had
has.
3 great runs all night.
Yep. Take a look at the Southington player.
I think he's number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Scored. And that will do it as the horn sounds. And we can put this one in the books. 64-5. Darien knocks off Southington in a varsity rugby match here under the lights for the first time at Stadium Field. So the rugby team at Darien having an opportunity, as we said moments ago, to showcase their skills under the lights here at Stadium Field, a place that is very much alive during the fall months. Football season on Friday night, and every varsity sport really gets an opportunity to play under the lights. Tonight was the Darien rugby team's opportunity to play under the lights.
That's a great thing to do, and I know it meant a lot to the players,
yeah,
a lot to the game, you know. And it's maybe that'll be another way of getting the rugby game more popular in town. And hopefully, a lot of you saw this tonight, want to get involved, and I know John would welcome with open arms.
No question, no question. Simon Loudon. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. This
it's
was
been
awesome.
a pleasure. It's
been
good
a
to
pleasure.
meet you.
Been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit live here on over our YouTube channel. But I want to give a shout out to our DAF media production crew, Cole Murphy, Bo Hancock on our cameras, doing a terrific job. Graydon Overbeck, our director, just great work. Our very own Bruce Ferguson in the back there. And for Simon Loudon, I am Damian Andrew, and this has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Once again, the Darien Blue Wave rugby team beats Southington 64-5. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay dry. Enjoy. Take care.